Right, we're on. Today we're going to talk about Ben Hogan's grip. We're going to talk about what it can do for you. So we're actually going to bring Ben Hogan's grip to life. Out of the black and white book and bring it into life. 2021. The copy of my book was published in 1957. So let's add a bit of colour to Hogan's grip, shall we? Okay, so Ben Hogan's golf grip, how he placed his hands on the golf club. Now those were very educated hands, and how Hogan placed them on the golf club is important, and we can learn a lot from that. We can learn a load from this. So Hogan would take his golf ball, get himself lined up with where he wants to go, put the club on line and take a general stance so his club face is in line with his intended target. Then from there he would place the back of the left hand, ensure the back of the left hand points towards his intended target, like so, and that's the start of his golf grip. This is an area of the golf swing or an element of the golf action that we completely neglect. In any other sport, if you think about snooker, if you think about javelin, anything else, that the hold is so important on that instrument, we neglect that in golf. So Hogan places the back of the left hand towards intended target. Then he lays the club in this middle joint here, between the two knuckles, and under the pad on the left hand. Now not on top of the pad, but under the pad. There, up to there. So the pad now sits on top. You can see the pad of the left hand there sits on top of the butt end of the grip. Back of left hand towards the target. On that joint there. Then up, so the pad sits nicely on top. So that's the angle it runs through Ben Hogan's hand. I'll just drop this down. Here we go. Then from there, Hogan says you should be able to hook your left index finger around the club, and then from there just lift the club up. So now the pad's obviously sitting on top and the left finger's hooked round. Round, on top. Now that to me feels quite a weak position, as in left hand rotated round towards target, but that's okay. That's what Hogan felt, and that's how Hogan gripped it. Then from this position here, now holding the golf club, there, holding that club, Hogan would wrap his three fingers round, and come in. He would wrap those three fingers round the club, and then sit the thumb on top. The thumb goes down the right side of the grip. So he would wrap those three fingers round, thumb on top, thumb is on, right hand side of the grip, like so. So the pad of the right hand, the pad here, and in between the two knuckles, the muscles from this finger and the pad there is what support the golf club when we're holding it in just the one hand with the fingers splayed out. Hogan then goes on to mention you should practice placing the hands on the golf grip 5 to 10 times or 5 to 10 minutes a week until you start to age the process. So not even hitting golf balls, just a golf club in your office, at work, at home, in the living room. Just place your hands on the grip 5 to 10 times each day just to get the feel for it, and you'll age the process a lot quicker. Don't just leave it for the golf course. So I'm good, back of left hand towards intended target. Good. In the correct position, pad on, fingers round, left thumb down. Now the hand feels weak to me. I've got a lot stronger grip than this, and the hand is weak. I can see maybe 1.5 to 2 knuckles maximum. And the V from my index finger and my right thumb, as Hogan says, points up to my right eye. So that suggests quite a weak grip. The PGA manual suggests that the V in the left hand and right hand should point between the chin and the right shoulder. So that's a lot of area there for manoeuvre to force that grip round into a stronger position. Hogan points towards the right eye. Very, very weak. Not very weak, just weaker than I'm used to. On Hogan's golf grips, he had a spine that ran down the back of his grips, and his grips were put on an angle to the left. So therefore he would automatically grip the club, his hands would be in a slightly weaker position. If you imagine your multi-compound golf grip, the multi-compound align grip that's got the line up the back, that would be put on slightly to the left, so therefore hands are placed on in a slightly more weak position than normal. He was a clever guy, wasn't he? Now we need to put the right hand on. So our left hand is in place. The right hand, this section here right through there The end of your middle and forefinger, middle and ring finger, the golf club goes straight up and down there. So there, right there, not too far down the fingers, but right there, and then we grip round with those two. So this is the pressure point there, so we're now holding it strongly in there. So those two fingers on the right hand are what are gripping the golf club. That's the tightest pressure point on the right hand. Let me just get myself set here. So I'm good. 3 wrap round, thumb. Those two fingers, let's do it straight up and down, makes it look visually easier. Those two, wrapping round from there, not from here, not in the palm, from the end of the fingers, wrap round, and then it's your index or overlap, interlock or overlap. The overlap grip is what Hogan has, it's what I have as well. There, overlapping, so pinky lying in between forefinger and middle finger, that is what Hogan's grip was. And then from there, the left index finger and right hand, right thumb come round. The right thumb, this section in here, sits the left thumb in there. So it sits neatly in there. There we go, neatly in there. The left thumb sits neatly underneath the pad of the right thumb, and we're good to go. Educated hands. Mr. Hogan then goes on to mention that once we've got the left hand in place, back of left hand towards target, hook the index finger round, 3 fingers, 1 thumb. Good, feels weak to me. 2 fingers of right hand, starting from the top of the fingers, wrapped round, overlap, and then just sit the right hand on top of the left thumb. Good. Now he mentions that the pressure on the right hand is in these 2 fingers. Pressure on the right hand, non-gloved hand, is in these 2 fingers, not the index finger and the thumb. Now that's very, very interesting. This is what we can learn from this today. He clearly states that the index finger and the thumb on the right hand, once they become activated or they start taking most of the pressure on the right hand, then we get high with the right shoulder, we tense all the muscles in the right hand, and that's where we come over the top. This pincer action of the right hand, the index finger and the right thumb, creates the over the top motion because it's activating muscles that shouldn't be activated. So if I stand here and set myself up in full golf mode, back of left hand, index finger, good. There we go, 2 fingers. You see a lot of guys on tour doing that with the 2 fingers, stencing. There, now I can feel, wow. I'm now starting to feel the pressures are in the last 3 fingers of my left hand, 1, 2, 3, because they've wrapped round. Now that's a pressure point in the golfing machine. And then the 2 middle fingers of the right hand, which is going to keep my right hand and right shoulder quieter. I can feel that. Once I start to grip tight with the right finger and the right thumb, I'm starting to heave, I'm starting to pull. So Hogan talks, take the index finger and the thumb off, and you can hit balls doing that. I'm sure I did a drill on that in the past. I'm scared to take my left hand off now because it feels so weak for me. Here we go. Good, index finger and thumbs off the grip. So it's the 2 fingers in the right hand that are controlling things. There we go. 1 more. Good. So index finger and right hand are actually off the grip because the 2 other fingers on the right hand are doing the job for me. Can hit golf balls like that. So that's how Hogan applied his hands on the golf club and what educated hands they are. So the left, as you take the grip with the left hand, these 3 fingers are quite dominant, and the V between the index finger and the thumb points up to your right eye. And then the V on the right hand, which I haven't mentioned, points up towards your chin. So you can see how weak the grip is. You can see how weak the grip is. Now, how does this relate into other people's swings? If you look at Dustin Johnson, John Ram, okay, arguably 2 of the biggest hitters ever. Weak left hand, DeChambeau. The left hand's weak, so weak's this way, which is how I feel when I take my Hogan grip. Okay, so everything's rotated round to the left as I look down towards target. Now that's very, very weak. So what happens there is you would generally associate that with an open club face. Weak grip, open face at impact, pop the ball out to the right, well, yeah, but no. Weak grip, open club face. You look at Jon Rahm and Dustin Johnson, top of their backswings, their left wrist is bowed. So their left wrist is in a bowed position, so therefore the club face is closed. I could rest a drink on the leading edge of that golf club there because the club face is closed due to the bowing. Yet they've got a weak grip, which you class as a slicer's grip. Club face is closed. If I come down with a closed club face, purely come down with the club face in a closed position, just pull the hands and arms down, yes, the ball's going to go left. Hold on 1 second. I've placed my Eureka canes down now so I can get the body to turn. Weak grip, bowed left wrist. Then from there, if I come down with hands and arms, yes, the ball's going left because the club face is closed at the top. If I get the body to work, now if you look back at my other Hogan videos, how he starts to swing with the left hip, left wrist, up the top with this weak grip, left wrist bowed, club face closed, body opens aggressively, moves towards target in a lateral motion, and opens up to my now open feet line with the left hip. It squares the face. And that's how Hogan felt as though he could hit the ball really hard with his hands. He felt as though he could apply lots of force with both left and right hand through impact because the body turned and he's got this grip that allows him to do it. The opening of the body and that bowed wrist at the top, which has put the club in a closed position, he can open the body up so aggressively, just like Jon Rahm does, just like Dustin Johnson does, to hit a fade. To hit a fade from a closed face at the top all comes down to hand position on the golf club. Left hip, bowed at the top, left hip doing its thing, bowed, left hip. There we go. There we go. So Jon Rahm, Dustin Johnson, same weak grip as Hogan. Same weak grip as Hogan, hands this way. Close at the top with a bowed wrist, and then from there aggressive body turn and hit fades. They're great. Although I am hitting a draw there because I'm so obsessed with the path situation of Eureka Golf Swing. These guys are educated, but you can see there how good the ball strike is. The feeling of the hands on the grip, the weaker grip, feels a little bit strange for me. But we're not talking about my grip, we're not talking about Eureka Golf Swing grip, we're talking about Ben Hogan's grip. Good. There we go. From there, come up the weak grip. Strong grip. If my grip is strong, so round this way, weak, neutral, strong. I'm strong, and I get top of my swing. Look how cupped the left wrist is. The left wrist is now cupped. Okay, so now the face is open. That's a strong grip. Weak grip, I'll exaggerate this, so I'll go past. Strong, neutral, Hogan, I'll go there. Mega weak. Then we get the top of my swing from there. Look at the wrist. Look at Jon Rahm. There's Jon Rahm, Dustin Johnson there. Into the golf ball. So all these PJ manuals and things we have in the past talking about strong grips and weak grips and open and closed club faces, things have changed. They've not changed. It's a little bit misleading. There we go. Good there. Left wrist might be a little bit bowed at the top here, but I'm doing my Eureka, getting the left hip to slide towards target and open up to my feet line, which you can see are open because of the green cane. There we go, so a big draw on that one because I was really trying to open the body up. But you get the idea of Hogan's grip. Guys, I hope the Hogan series has been good for you. I've still got another couple I'm going to put up. If you've subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. If you've not, please do it now. That'd be great. We're nearly at 55,000 subscribers now. I just want to get to 100,000. And then I know it's all worthwhile. We put a lot of work into this channel. Well, I put a lot of work into this channel because I do the whole thing myself. But getting the reward is what I'm after. And you guys are actually making that happen for me, and I appreciate it. Every one of you, thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next video.